ESP8266, S3, H2, C6. ESP chips are increasingly more popular, but its naming convention is quite confusing. I struggled to choose the right one for my own project, and I know I am not alone. I promise you, after this video, you will know exactly which board is the best fit for your project. Let's go! ESP stands for ESP32 Systems, Chinese semiconductor company headquartered in Shanghai. Their boards compete with Arduino, offering better prices, faster processors, more memory, and are even compatible with Arduino IDE and libraries. For most IoT projects, home automation, or anything needing Wi-Fi connectivity, ESP is the clear winner. The most important concept here to understand is that they offer three types of products. SoC, socket on chip, no pins, no memory, no antenna, it's just a bare chip. It's unusable without external components. Modules, chips with small PCB plus flash memory plus antenna, just the essential to make the chip work. Still, no USB connector, no voltage regulator, no buttons. And third type, dev boards, module plus USB plus power plus headers, ready to use out of the box. That's why often you can see that dev boards from other manufacturers use ESP chips as a brain. For example, Xiao from Seed Studio, Node MCU or M5 stack. In this video I'll focus on chips, so this knowledge is universal regardless of the board manufacturer. We have 5 main series. The oldest one, ESP8266, launched in 2014, is a predecessor of ESP32 families. Legacy today, in theory still usable, but I don't recommend buying these modules anymore. Worth to mention, this ESP on the Node MCU board was incredibly popular and helped make ESP chips mainstream among hobbyists. Let's jump to modern stack. S-series, often called Smart by community. Here we have S2 family. There is a lot of versions, but all use the same ESP S2 single core processor with Wi-Fi, support up to 320 kilobytes of SRAM, so the choice mainly comes down to physical size, antenna preference, and memory requirements. The pattern is like this, but we are not gonna deep dive into it. And S3 family, this is the successor of the S2 with dual core processor, Wi-Fi and Bluetooth support, up to 512 kilobytes of SRAM. Also, in terms of machine learning performance, S3 has optimized vector instructions, runs TensorFlow Lite noticeably faster. C series, all with a single core processor. Think of them as general purpose board. Here the convention is simple. The bigger the number, the better, newer the board is. Exception here is C61, which is a budget version of C6. Worth mentioning, C6 and C61 supports 802.15.4, which is a wireless communication standard for low power, low data rate networks. Means these chips can communicate with Zigbee devices, be Matter compatible with smart home devices, and create mesh networks. Here's the quick comparison. The next one, H series with H2 family, designed specifically for smart home devices, Zigbee plus Thread plus Bluetooth Low Energy connectivity. Unlike other ESP32 chips, it doesn't have Wi-Fi. Instead, it focuses on low-power mesh networking standards popular in smart homes. The last one, classic series called just ESP32, still widely used due to price and broad support, but has worse power efficiency and older Wi-Fi standard. But it has more GPIO pins, solid dual-core processor, and supports Bluetooth Classic. Perfect, for example, for audio streaming projects. It's still a solid choice overall. If you are already using one, there is no real need to upgrade, especially if your project is not battery powered. Rule of thumb summary. Need Bluetooth Classic? Get original ESP32. Need AI/ML or best performance? Get S3. On a budget but with Wi-Fi? Get C3. Strictly smart home oriented, Zigbee, Thread, Matter, but no Wi-Fi? Get H2. Keep in mind there can be newer board released after I published this video. That's it for today. Thanks for watching, subscribe for more, and hopefully see you soon.